Scott Holiday here, and I am glad to say that I have officially been sponsored. Yes, the violence that I bring to Midsummer Nightmare is officially sponsored by senior citizens. So be sure to break out your eyeliner and skinny jeans as this emo cover band has supported Scott Holiday. Check out the links in the description to find their Twitter and their Instagram, and check out Senior Citizens. And let's plug in. This very Saturday, August 5th, at 1195 Broadway in Westville, New Jersey, it is CZW's latest intervention in ultra-violence. It is Disasterpiece Twisted Metal, an afternoon of death matches taking place in an actual junkyard. There you will see Akira take on Ken Broadway. Lucky 13 returns to the combat zone to take on Slack. Or Invite takes on Danny Darko. The winner of last year's Tournament of Death, Bobby Beverly, takes on Judge Joe Dredd. And in a four-way contest, Chris Bradley takes on Christian Ross, Mickey Knuckles, and Nico Gray, making his deathmatch debut, who had this to say.
Saturday, August 5th. Twisted Metal. Ross, Bradley, you know what, screw them, let's talk about me for a minute. For 6 long fucking years, I have been waiting, I have been asking, I have been pleading to upper management, when am I going to get a shot at ultraviolence? And that's next week now. For 6 long years, I have broken my back for this company. I have bled for this company. I have debuted under the old logo of this company. You know what? We talk about the renaissance of tradition. You know what? Why am the tradition of old CZW? Since nobody else wants to bring that back under the new regime. So I'm gonna be the constant reminder that one speck that you can't get rid of. Next week is a day you won't forget, and I'm gonna make sure you're gonna remember the name. Pro wrestling's bastard son, Nico fucking Gray.
The very next day, it is CZW Limelight 19 in beautiful Havre de Grace, Maryland. So join us at 3 o'clock for doors, 4 o'clock for bell at the State Theater, where you will see Chris Bishop taking on what remains of Ken Broadway after going through hell at Twisted Metal. Plus, the remaining members of the Rep, Nate Wallace and Dave McCall, will be taking on Milk Chocolate in a last team standing match. Also in tag team action, the top guy, Griffin McCoy, and Miles Hawkins have been at loggerheads, so each will choose a tag team partner to go to war with. Miles Hawkins has chosen a man that Griffin has never defeated, Fred Yeha, while the top guy has chosen the wrestling protagonist herself, Kid Bandit. Plus, see the CZW Heavyweight Championship on the line, as unfortunately, Leo Rush is unable to compete. So, Rich Swann will be defending against Jordan Oliver. Plus, the tag team titles are on the line as CMD defends against the succulent Slime Balls. Now, many people have underestimated the Slime Balls. They don't believe that the Slime Balls can walk away with the titles. But you know who believes in the Slime Balls? The Slime Balls.
Yeah. CM Diddlies. What's going on, boys?
What? This slime ball? What the fuck do y'all want, bro? Like, what's really good with y'all? Like, y'all get out from under milk chocolate, y'all balls grow a little bit, and y'all think y'all can just come up on us, like walk out?
Why are you mad hostile, y'all?
No, what's really good with y'all?
What do you mean what's good? I'm a good boy. He's a good boy. We got a tag team championship match. That must mean we're doing something good. You know, come on, look at Slime Boys, CZW tag champs. What about it?
Did you hear that? We're actually succulent.
Yeah?
We're succulent.
These guys, look. It don't make no difference if you're succulent, if you're milky, if you're chocolatey. It don't make no difference. Y'all got a tall task ahead of y'all, because you see, we don't mess around. With them tag team titles, they ain't going nowhere.
Let's not forget that we beat your masses. We beat your all mights. We beat no chocolate will become CZW World Tag Team Champions. And y'all got a long way to go before y'all go out here calling shots or whatnot. Best believe when you start the CMD, you're finna get stepped on.
Calm down, Boom. You guys may be the CZW World Tag Team Champions, but you don't know what it's like to be succulent. Ha!
Well, if these motherfuckers don't get out of my face, I'm gonna kill one of them.
All right.
Why try both of us?
No. We'll get out of your hair. We'll get out of your hair.
That's right.
You could wait. We could wait because you're gonna find out just how succulent the slime balls are. So yeah, we'll see you boys in Maryland. All right. We'll get out your hair. We'll be there.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, only 6 is slime time, baby.
We'll see you, buddy. We'll see you.
Come on, bro.
Screw these guys. Nickelodeon ass.
CMD all day.
Can't stand those cats.
Saturday, August 12th at Brooklawn, New Jersey's American Legion Hall. That's 11 Roadway Avenue in Brooklawn, New Jersey. It is High Tension Wrestling's Midsummer Nightmare. Well, you will see this new match added to the card as Ethan Wild LLC, that's Dylan Mesh and Luca Mancini, will be taking on the team of Shay McCoy and Evelyn Sage. Now, Shay's usual partner, Weber Hatfield, is still out with an injury due to the actions of Ethan Wild. So Ethan Wild has decided who Shay's replacement partner will be, and he has chosen Evelyn Sage. Now, Evelyn Sage has been trying to befriend Shay for months, and she'll finally be given that opportunity, whether Shay likes it or not. Plus, you will see Mike Skyros defend the HTW Television Championship against Tommy Vex. In a barbed wire ropes match, CC Boost takes on Max Zero. And in a Rhode Island barbed wire match, you will see Scott Holiday systematically dismantle the spoiler. Now, a lot of people have told me I'm not ready for a barbed wire match. But people need to remember, I have friends. Scott Holiday here, and everyone thinks that I'm not ready for a barbed wire match. Nobody thinks that I'm going to survive this Rhode Island barbed wire match. But people need to understand that I got connections. I got connections somewhere else. I have connections at Combat Zone Wrestling. So I used my connections to bring in some of the best from CZW. I have a man who's been a part of 3 Cage of Deaths, Salamander Jones.
As a commentator.
What?
Yeah.
You were a
Commentator. Yeah.
And I have a man who won Tournament of Death 2006, George W. Boss.
It was a match at Tournament of Death.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, but you won a match in the tournament.
No. It was there. It just happened to be there.
It was a match at
It was like
the
in
tournament.
between the tournament.
Oh, I don't have the best connections, but it's fine, guys. I'm going in to this Rhode Island barbed wire match, and I need advice. So, like, what can you tell me?
Don't.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I still have shit stuck in my arm. One time.
Yeah.
Guys, the match is August 12th.
I mean, I
Can you write a note?
No, I'm in this match.
I've seen some stuff.
Have
That's
you,
all I'm saying.
Have you ever thought about calling a congressman?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, man. Hey, how are you, buddy?
I gotta go back to my job at
Yeah, I
Walgreens.
feel you, man.
Today on the Soapbox, I'm tired. Not sure if you paid attention or if you just skipped the plug-in section, but I got 2 CZW shows this weekend, and I'm also training for a barbed wire death match. So, you know, I got things on my plate. But don't worry, I have a special treat for you, because believe it or not, this is not my first show. I actually tried to put this show together a few years ago. It was a bit of a different format. You never really saw me sitting in the chair. I was kind of a voice and narrator over everything, kind of following in the Matt Pat game theory style of video where I broke down an interesting question in the world of professional wrestling, and I only came up with one episode. It was called Ring Psychology, and it was a look at Brock Lesnar. The idea that Brock Lesnar was the next big thing. But that begs the question then, what was the first big thing? So here it is. This is the actual first episode of this show that exists on another channel. Please enjoy Ring Psychology with Brock Lesnar. So if we're going to talk about wrestling right now, we should start with the biggest draw in wrestling. And that, of course, is Brock Lesnar. The Beast. The Conqueror. The next big thing. That last one is my favorite nickname for Brock. It really shows the good booking and talent of Brock Lesnar. You see, Paul Heyman called Brock the next big thing when he debuted attempting to murder Al Snow, Maven, and Spike Dudley in a hardcore triple threat match on Raw in March 18th, 2002. Now here we are in 2018, and he is in fact the big thing. However, this does beg the question. If Brock is the next big thing, who is the first big thing? I mean, you can't be the next anything unless you're replacing something. So, who did Brock replace? Well, I'm here to tell you that Brock is actually the next... Andre the Giant. Now, to understand how Brock is the new Andre the Giant, you have to first understand Andre the Giant. And to understand Andre the Giant, you have to first understand Haystacks Calhoun. Calhoun was a wrestler in the 1960s and 70s, standing at 6'4" and over 600 pounds, and is often credited as being wrestling's first giant. His enormous size made him a huge box office draw. People would come from all over to see him perform his signature maneuvers like the Big Splash and the hitting a guy with a horseshoe and the sitting on his opponent. Seriously, go look at ObsessedWithWrestling.com's list of moves for this guy. Sitting on dudes is number 2. Number 2! What's that? ObsessedWithWrestling.com doesn't exist anymore? Look, guys, I've been sitting on this show idea for a while, so the research was done a while ago. So just deal. It was there, trust me. It was funny. So as you might imagine, Calhoun does not have many 5-star matches under his size 48 belt. The size of the man was great, but his ring skills were less than that. So Calhoun spent most of his career in tag team matches and battle royals to hide his lack of skills. Seriously. Of the 407 matches Calhoun is credited for appearing in, over 2/3 of them are multi-man matches. So in other words, think of Calhoun as an old-school version of the Great Khali. Sure, he's not the best wrestler, but that's not really even the point. The point is to make you go, oh my god, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Hey, come to the show with me next week and see him. He's so big. So as a result, this became common practice of how you book a giant. Show how big and strong they are. Throw a bunch of guys at them. Have a match that's mostly pushing and shoving and taunts. Everyone cheers, repeat in next town. However, what happens when you meet someone that has it all? Someone who's not only a giant, but could also work in the ring. Enter Andre the Giant. Now, before you tell me that Andre can't work and how awful his matches with the Ultimate Warrior were, I know they were awful, but let me say this. He wrestled in an era where a signature maneuver of the two biggest stars in the company were an elbow drop and a leg drop. In a time where a finisher was simply allowing your body to succumb to gravity, Andre could work. Especially if you compare him to other giants of the time, like Uncle Elmer or the Great Gonzalez. The Great Gonzalez. That ring gear. Ew. Andre the Giant stood at an actual 7 feet tall and over 500 pounds. He truly was something to behold. However, since giants were booked a certain way, it took a while to get Andre out of the handicap matches and the battle royals. But he eventually broke the giant mold and went on to have singles feuds with the likes of Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake Roberts, and yes, the Ultimate Warrior. Andre the Giant is a great in-ring performer with tons of charisma in addition to being gigantic. Just like Brock Lesnar. Sure, Brock is not the best on the mic, but with English being Andre's second language, Andre was not the best either. But they can both get their points across because actions speak louder than words. Brock, on top of being entertaining and a great worker, is a beast of a man who is a spectacle to see. The difference in size between them and basically any opponent they face is clear and gets you invested before the bell even rings. Hey, wait. I think you've made a mistake. Wouldn't the next Andre the Giant be the Big Show? Sure, that seems to make sense. He stands at 7 feet tall and debuted as simply the Giant, under the guise of actually being Andre's son. So clearly he's a giant. Despite his size, he's worked some great matches. Hell, in WCW, he did missile drop kicks off the top rope. Missile drop kicks. So he could work. Plus, he was really funny. Remember when Big Show did characters? He was like Shokishi and the Showster and the New Year's Baby. Ugh. New Year's Baby. Ugh. Giant Gonzalez. So why isn't Big Show the next Andre the Giant? Big Show lacks the final key component. Exclusivity. JR said it himself on Legends of Wrestling. The Big Show can talk. He's an athletic guy for his size. Andre was an attraction. You only saw Andre on special occasions, and he was not overexposed. In my opinion, Big Show would be much more special of an attraction if I didn't see him every week on Raw. When you saw Andre, it was a special occasion. That was a terrible JR impression, and I apologize to everyone. Now you see, Big Show, we're not trying to be mean when we say please retire to you. We're just giving you solid career advice. You're just working too hard. So to create a new Andre the Giant, you have to create a superstar that is in demand and not around all the time. And that is harder than it seems. Let's go back to the Haystacks Calhoun Great Khali example. As a modern day equivalent to Calhoun, Khali was booked the same way. But Calhoun was beloved, and Khali is mostly despised. Why is that? Well, while Calhoun made you say, "Oh my God, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Here, come to the show with me next week." The Great Khali makes you say, "Oh my God, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Here, let me Google him. Or let's watch The Longest Yard. Or Get Smart. Or follow him on Twitter. Look, here he is at the gym. And here he is at the gym. It's another one of him at the gym. Gym again." The fact that we have this much access to the Great Khali at all times means the Great Khali isn't special. He's just a really large man who has really subpar matches. Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, can be booked like giants that were booked in the territory days as a special attraction, as a rarity. as someone you can only see on the most important shows in WWE. Brock has openly said he hates people. He currently lives in the middle of nowhere just so he can avoid human contact. It has been said that Brock keeps his phone in his mailbox far from the house. If you want to talk to him, you have to know when he's checking his mail. It is that hard to talk to Brock Lesnar. In doing this, he has made himself an exclusive. If you want to see Brock Lesnar, you have to watch WWE. If you want to see him fight, you have to watch a WWE pay-per-view. Or maybe UFC, we'll see. But in an age of the internet, this is how you build a special attraction. You make him literally hard to see. You can't see Brock Lesnar unless you watch the WWE. And I mean that literally, not in the weird John Cena way. So there you have it. Both are huge, intimidating giants who are charismatic and could work and only showed up for special attractions. It doesn't stop there either. Both were booked as undefeatable monsters despite having been defeated before. On March 21st, 1987, Piper's Pit, Andre the Giant was given a trophy for a 15-year undefeated streak. He had lost a battle royal to Hercules literally a month before at Saturday night's main event, even if they didn't air it until 2 weeks before WrestleMania 3. And he had lost many times in tag team matches, he was DQ'd, he was counted out a few times, and when it came to straight one-on-one losses, Antonio Inoki defeated Andre the Giant by TKO on October 7th, 1976, clearly within the supposed 15-year winning streak. Brock, on the other hand, has been said to be invincible, but since his return, he has lost to John Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Bill Goldberg, which is close to a third of all of his opponents. Additionally, both men have a loudmouth manager, lost in the main event of WrestleMania, and tend to be seen with beautiful blondes. So there you have it. Brock is the big thing, the big draw, the Andre the Giant of our time. Disagree with me? Then feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll argue back because it's fun to argue about wrestling on the internet. Agree? Then drop me a like. Either way, be sure to subscribe so you can argue with me on the next video, which will have a couple more stipulations. So there you have it, the actual first test pilot of this show. Personally, I like this format a little bit better. I like talking directly to you, to camera, rather than just the big editing task that was the previous version of this show. And what did you think of the actual episode? Do you think it makes sense that Andre the Giant was basically replaced with Brock Lesnar? This is also a few years ago when Brock had the championship, if you hadn't put that together. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think the first big thing was? And what do you want to see next here on this very show? Leave that in the comments below. Subscribe. And be sure to ring that bell so you'll get a notification next time I upload. And I hope you have a great day.